How to buy a house while selling your own. I'm asked this question many times a year. Many of my clients want to downsize or upsize, but they don't want to be homeless during the process. Well, there are a few ways to simultaneously buy and sell a home, and we're going to go over those right now. Okay, here are the options you have. Option 1, put your home on the market and then try to find a house while you're selling your existing home. The trick to this option is to put your home on the market and immediately start looking for a new home. Of course, unless you have the cash to do so, you really can't buy a new home until you sell your existing home. But you can get a good idea of what you like and where you want to live, so that as soon as you go under contract with your existing home, you can put an offer on a new home. As the real estate purchase contract requires you to disclose whether you need to sell a home before buying a new one, you need to have a strategy in place to buy while selling. Typically, you would be making an offer on the new home contingent upon you selling your existing home, because very few sellers will go under contract with you if you need to sell your home first, unless 1, your home is listed active with a realtor on the MLS, 2, and even better, in an under contract status on the MLS. Most sellers who want to accept your offer will put you on a 72-hour time clause. Now, what this means is that the seller can continue to sell their home to get a backup offer. And if the backup offer is better than your offer, they would have the option to notify you and give you 72 hours to remove your contingency that you have to sell your existing home to buy their home. By the way, this 72-hour time clause is totally negotiable when you go under contract. It could be shorter or longer than 72 hours. As the seller of your new home would rather complete the process as soon as possible, they are less likely to trigger the 72-hour clause the further along the process your buyer of your home is. For example, if the buyer of your home is past their due diligence and finance and appraisal deadline, there is less chance of your home not selling in the time specified in the contract. But if the new offer is much higher than your offer, or the buyer of your house is just starting the closing process, then the seller of your new home may activate the 72-hour clause. All the possibilities are beyond the scope of this video, but you get the general idea of how to use this approach. Option 2, rent back or lease back. Another option is to sell your home before putting an offer on a new home. You can request to rent back your existing home from the new owners for a period of time while you find a new house. By the way, most banks will only allow a maximum of 60 days for rent backs. The benefit of this option is that you will have cash in your pocket from the sale of your old home, and you will know exactly what you will have to spend on a new home. Sellers will be happy that you've already sold your home, and you can probably close fast on their house. Rent backs vary, but in general, the buyer of your new home will be asking you to sign a lease agreement for the rent period. In that agreement will be a per diem payment, usually due at closing. For example, if rent is $50 a day for 20 days, then $1,000 will need to be paid to the buyer at closing. There will also usually be a security deposit, just as you would have in renting an apartment or something. Option 3. Depending upon the market, you might be able to place a contingency on the sale of your home, saying that you have X number of days to move out while you find another house. This is similar to a rent back, except that you aren't paying rent to the new buyer. You should have an emergency place to stay if the purchase of your new home takes too long, because most buyers will want you to stick to the original contingency period. You could live with family or do a short-term apartment rental from companies that rent to corporate travelers. Option 4, using a bridge loan. Now, this option is a bit complex, but it works well. You would need a good lender to be involved in the process from day one. So let's say you have $500,000 equity in your existing home that you plan to use to pay on your new home. Your lender would lend you a portion of that $500,000 as a short-term note, usually for 6 months. You could use this equity loan as a down payment on the new house. But you would need to qualify for both your current mortgage payment and the bridge loan payment. This option can be more costly, but it works. The benefit is apparent when competing against contingent offers. You will have the edge. Option 5, rent before you buy. If you're unsure of where you want to live, you could always sell your house and then find a rental for 6 months or a year. Of course, you would need to place most of your belongings in storage of some type. You may want to check out the pod services. They'll deliver a pod in your driveway, and then you can fill it up and they'll store it for you, and then bring in multiple pods and they'll store it for you as long as you want. This would give you maximum flexibility, but may be undesirable if home prices are going up. Well, you just saw 5 good examples in buying a home while you're selling yours. These are just high-level examples, and I would be happy to get into more detail with you. Just give me a call at the contact number below, and thanks and have a great day. See ya.